Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap for the week of August 15th, 2019. Getting right into it, the current character challenge is Arkham Knight the Arkham Knight. It's a 1 week repeat challenge, and their crowd characters for that are Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and Superman, who you can get at bronze, and gold respectively if you're looking at for the sort of the lowest tier to get them. So all available in the store, which is good for new players.
Right. His passive is Drone Strike, and achieving 180% on the Gotham Knight special attack calls in a drone strike, dealing damage to the entire enemy team. Which is interesting because it's the slider, you can only get 166% or 200. Well, yeah, I mean, you could get less, but you can't get... There's nothing before 200% anyways.
Yeah.
But it's a big enough target on that sliding minigame that's pretty easy to get. I mean, he's got middling, higher stats. Like, he's not nearly as good as the late game guys.
Yeah, he's got 1100 attack and 1200 health.
Yeah, and his passive is okay. The amount of damage you get from hitting 200% splash damage, it's not a huge amount, but to me, the real glory is in his basic attacks, where he's completely different from anybody else.
Yeah.
So his tap combo enders 3 hits. So his tap combo itself is 3 hits, and the combo enders another 3 hits. So it's excellent for any gear with combo ender effects. And his swipe combo is ridiculous too, because it's got a bunch of extra hits at the end also. They don't count as combo ender, but he just hits a lot. And the swipe combo is ranged.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how close or far away your opponent is, it's going to hit.
Which in almost all of their cases, you only get that in specials, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So not only does he do more damage, so he does more damage in a completed combo than an equivalent character with the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
But he will also generate more power because it's each hit that will generate power.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. There's even a minor secret. And for those of you who are not just scrubbing ahead, this is sort of a bonus feature for you guys to see. Here's some footage of what I mean. If you only take the first 2 swipes and don't complete it, you don't take the third swipe and try to complete the swipe combo, you can maintain and sometimes increase the distance by swiping slow enough on the third that the combo doesn't complete, but fast enough that it triggers a new combo before they can respond and come in at you.
Yeah, so this is sort of the closest equivalence to the Flash's like infinite combo loop. It's not quite, because they can still switch out, right?
They can still switch out, that's right.
Yeah, so
that's you just saw.
Yeah,
actually.
that's the disadvantage, but other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, and it's cool if you're willing to do it. And we've actually used the Arkham Knight in a team that we called the Arkham Team.
Yeah.
And we can link that in the description and in the eye in the top right corner. But he's a fun guy to play. He's a little bit of a glass cannon, even though his health is a little bit higher than his damage.
Yeah.
But his damage is really low, but he fights like he's got much more damage when you use him for basics.
For sure. This week's multiplayer reward is Blackest Knight Superman, and his passive, or passives I should say, I guess, is Necron's Champion and For the Dead Will Rise. It's so like this is weird.
Because this is the name of the passive is Necron's Champion, and then when you read the passive, there's For the Dead Will Rise is not a description. It's all in capital letters, and it's bolded. So it's almost like he's got 2 names for the same passive, and I don't know anybody else who's got that.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, what it does, what they do, his passives, is Superman's special attacks do necrotic damage to the opponent, causing wounds that can't heal, and Blackest Knight characters are immune to unblockables and gain health for every KO'd opponent.
So he might be the only guy with 2 names for his passive. I don't know. We'd have to look, but it just occurred to me now that he's that little bit of weird.
Yeah, he's got good high stats though. 1,375 health and 1,375 attack and 1,425 health. And he's had more than enough seasons to already be seen at Elite 10 legitimately in multiplayer.
So that necrotic damage seemed like a good idea, but it's actually not that much. It's not game changing, especially if we're fighting against him and we're playing a team that doesn't rely on any healing at all.
Yeah, and playing as him, if we're doing necrotic damage and that matters, we're already doing something wrong, basically.
Right, because we should be knocking them out. They should not be having a chance to heal a lot.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting idea for passes that doesn't really work with the way that we play.
Right. Immunity on blockables is really good, because what we're talking about is the characters or gears that have stun chance on tag in.
Yeah.
For example, like Cloak of Destiny or Luchador Bane, they're immune to that. So they're not going to get the extra boosted damage from the Cloak of Destiny loadout, at least on tag-in. But it doesn't work on certain stuns that don't do any damage. Like, most stuns do 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
But the Earth 2 Flash stun on tag-in doesn't do any damage, so that will still potentially affect Blackest Knight Superman.
So there we go. In the store, we've got the Godfall Superman pack for $24.99 Canadian. It's not worth it. It's one copy. They don't unlock at your store. It's probably next week's challenge, Godfall Superman. Not always. You know, they break from that every once in a while. I think mostly to do the like Suicide Squad like tie-in characters.
Right. And last week was interesting because they didn't have a paid pack, but they had a Arkham Knight challenge pack.
Yeah.
So that was our clue that it would be next week. And I think, I mean, clearly they do whatever they want. Warner Brothers does, but I like the idea of that challenge pack because it costs a little bit extra in power credits only, and it's not cash, but they still have the other cash pack. So if you wanted that, because to me, getting a character 1 week earlier than the challenge isn't worth nearly as much as getting characters that aren't available at all or in the near future. Yeah,
so there we go. We also have the Lantern Elite Character Bundle for $26.99 Canadian. Comes with Red Lantern Hal Jordan and Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan and 2 copies of the Green Power Ring, which is, you know, not stellar.
Well, it's funny because, all right, so this is the week where we just have a lot of things that are that little bit of off. So clearly both of the Hal Jordans, even though they're red and yellow, are coded as Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
And so typically in these packs, what you do is you get the character, or these 2 double combo packs, like where you get 2 challenge characters, you get their signature gear. So this becomes that little bit of crappier because each of their signature gear is the same, so you just get 2 copies of it, and all you're really getting is the shard equivalent of those gears.
You know, the second copy is not really a value added.
No.
In Survivor, we have the Suicide Squad companion gear until the 21st of August,
so
2019.
Just 1 more week, yeah.
Yep. Phantom Zone is out as of now, and Fight 62 is still broken.
Okay, so what's interesting, because we do these recaps before the weekend comes. So the weekend is when the gold breakthroughs hit. Yeah. So far, since they updated the breakthroughs, we've had Raven. The second week we had Killer Croc, Martian Manhunter. We had Hawkgirl, and we've had Doomsday, all characters who have not had any breakthroughs up until now.
And it's so weird, and like, I don't know if it's telling or what, the stuff that they are still working on in the game, because the fact that they updated the breakthroughs, right?
Yeah.
With so much other stuff being the way that it is, and that's the thing that they decided was worth doing, and they did they announce it even? Was that in the patch notes?
I mean, it wasn't in the stuff that we saw, but other people were having pop-ups to say breakthrough, and they had pictures, I think, of Raven and maybe Killer Croc, maybe Doomsday. I can't remember.
Interesting, because that doesn't. It's not even the thing that surprises me is that one's not actually a moneymaker for them.
No,
as far as I can tell.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so I don't even know.
So we've got lots of guys though. Still, we still have Static. I think Cyborg, Nightwing. I think we've still got a lot of options. So I'm really actually looking forward to this.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. We're Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android, but the good news is that, you can always check to that playlist right away, right? Because we update that as soon as we know about something. Yeah. So if you're trying to check if a glitch still works, waiting for Thursday is not your best bet. Your best bet is checking that playlist.
Yeah, and it's funny that we keep on having to say that because there hasn't been a new glitch for a while. The last one was the Phantom Zone one that would let you replay it, and the Phantom Zone is not around right now.
People still ask sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, spoiler alert, I guess, already is that nothing is new this week.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start with the significant not working glitches. There's no working glitch for credits, at least not any working glitch that we're willing to endorse. We talk about this in a lot more detail in a previous episode of our P and Q and C and A and T video, which is our glorified Q&A video, Season 6, Episode 9, linked in the description and in the eye in top right corner. The main issue is that there is something that people have been using, but it requires logging into the same account simultaneously on 2 different devices.
Yeah.
And for us, that's just too risky. We've had accounts banned specifically for that. So that's not something we're able to endorse. We're not willing to endorse it, and we're not willing to test it.
Yeah. The glitch for getting repeated past multiplayer season rewards is not working. There is currently no glitch for early multiplayer season rewards or getting through the Phantom Zone quickly.
When it's around.
Yeah, and now we can get to the working glitches. Like we just mentioned, Phantom Zone is not around, so the Phantom Zone reset glitch isn't relevant. But we mention it right now because the challenge reset glitch is still working, the one that requires Google Play Cloud Save. It works on the Arkham Knight.
Is it the Arkham Knight, or is it Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight?
I don't remember.
I don't know which one takes priority in the naming scheme.
But the important part is that they're basically the same glitch. And doing one will do the other one, so just be aware, even though you don't have to be careful about it right now, that when they're both around, you know.
Well, I know I get into habits and patterns, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm not reminded, I'll just do it and think, crap, I just killed all that other progress.
So there we go. The breakthrough glitch that you play repeatedly is also still working.
Yeah, and cut and paste into the description is a comment from a viewer who has a potential solution if you're having trouble using the glitch. We've never actually had trouble, so we can't tell whether this is a working solution or not, but if that's your situation, you might want to try it out.
It's also been, like, I think at least a year since anybody has let us know that it does work for them. So it's there, but I don't know if anybody's actually looking at it.
That's true. I mean, it's more relevant now when there's newer characters that are available for breakthrough that weren't, especially when there's multiple skins of them. Then you might want to be doing that a few times.
Yeah. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. That's good for packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. It doesn't work in the Phantom Zone when it's around because it requires an online connection. It's not around right now, so again, we won't belabor what we normally say here.
Right. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Just remember, bring your countdown clock back to normal. Free energy without having to watch the video still works. You can see in our play videos and our Q&A, our weekly Q&A, P and Q and CNA and T videos, that every once in a while we get it. And we've cut and pasted one iOS user's potential solution, Dragons952. It's in the description if the free energy button is grayed out, but again, we are Android only, so we can't confirm whether that works or not. Use at your own discretion.
Mm-hmm. And in between not working and working glitches, we have the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked. Hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14, so it's still not testable and still not usable. As we mentioned last week, conditions are sort of shifting, it looks like, a little bit.
Yep.
So it's possible that at some point in the future, conditions will come up again. So, you know, we're hopeful. We've left the light on for this glitch. If it ever wants to come back, wants to show up in our lives unannounced again.
Yeah. All right, and that's it for this week. So last thing is, we mentioned that we have a Patreon. If you want to support what we do with more than your views, you can click on our avatar at the bottom right corner at the end of the video.
Yeah, by more than your views, we mean money. You can give us money. You can give a little bit of money to Patreon and a larger portion of money to us. And also a little money to PayPal or whatever service you're using.
Yeah, so a big, huge thank you to the people who already are supporting us on Patreon as patrons. Big thank you to Console Peasant, who's supporting us at the top tier Last Word. John R.E.M. is supporting us at the Your Message Here tier. Sean Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Mall, and Michael DeVries, who are supporting us on the credited level. And Eddie G. and Chris Wolf at the gratitude level.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Komoda.